Hi, this is Shawnee Lavender, the Conscious Moms Coach. And today I'm going to be talking to you about something that's probably happened to you. And if not, lucky you, because it's happened to most of us, and how you can deal with it in the future in hopefully a more productive, peaceful way, especially if it didn't go well the first time it happened. So the situation I'm talking about is when you are given unsolicited parenting advice or any other way are talked to about your parenting choices, and you get the sense that the other person is judging you, making you wrong, basically attempting to tell you how you should be doing it. So this often happens to us in situations where we're put together with people who may not share our same perspective on parenting. And some of these events tend to be things like holidays, which we've got one coming up here in the US as I'm doing this video. That's the Thanksgiving holiday. So if you have those times where you are in somebody else's home or they're in your home and they don't always share your same parenting values, then this may happen to you. So I want to talk about very briefly what's something you can do. So here's what I notice happens for most of us is when that happens, we get reactive. Number one, because we believe we're being judged, which may be true. Number two, because we often have strong feelings about the choices we've made as parents. And so that the idea that A, we're being judged, and then two, we have strong decisions that we've made, and okay, this is a reason why, and I have this rationale, and I've thought about it, so on and so forth, that makes it easy for us to then want to attack back. Even if that's not our intention, that tends to be what happens. And so then we get into this not very happy conversation, and unhappy conversations are fine. I don't have a problem with that. What I do think is that most of us have that experience of, you know what, that didn't go well. I didn't like it. It wasn't fun. It created more tension, and it made the family visit sucky. I wanted to just get out of there, whatever it is. So if that's happened for you, that's what I'm talking about. So here's my advice for you today, and something for you to practice if you're going to be in one of those gatherings here soon with your family. So my advice is, if you are given unsolicited parenting advice, is to not defend it. Don't defend what you're doing. Don't explain what you're doing. You don't owe anybody an explanation. It's your decision. It's what works for you. That's the end of the story. It doesn't matter if it doesn't work for them. Now, if you're in their house and your child is doing something that doesn't work for them, that's a little bit different. And I may talk about that if you have questions about it. But what I'm talking about, if somebody's like, well, we co-sleeping, that's stupid. Why would you do that? Blah, blah, blah. Or, children need to be spanked so that they will learn respect for authority. Whatever the thing is, the advice or the judgment or what you're hearing somebody else say that contradicts the way you're doing your parenting, is you don't have to come back and say, well, I don't think that's true. Or here's why we're doing it this way. Here's why we find co-sleeping supportive. Here's why we're doing extended breastfeeding. Here's why I do respectful communication with my child. Whatever it is you want to say, you don't have to say anything. You can literally just pretend like you're deaf. Oh, I didn't hear that. Because it's not important. You're not there. This is not a debate. You're not there trying to prove points. Maybe you are, but in general, my point is there's nothing you need to prove. You made a decision that works for your family. And even sometimes when it doesn't work, it's still the decision that you want to make with your family. It's the way you want to parent. It's the way you want to relate to your child. You don't owe anybody an explanation, period. So here's my secondary suggestion. So you don't defend it. You just, okay, just went by me. And here's the thing I also invite you to do, because going back to what often happens for us when somebody gives us that unsolicited parenting advice or seems to be judging us or is judging us, that we get all tense and, oh, we're mad, and how we're sad, or we're disappointed, or we're frustrated, whatever, but it's usually an emotion where we're feeling separated from them. And if you're at a family gathering or gathering of friends, most likely you're there to have some level of camaraderie, some level of connection, some level of joy and of fun. So if that's part of what you're there for, what I invite you to do is assume in the other person's comments a positive intention. So for instance, let's play out the spanking one. So if somebody says, well, when I was a kid, my mom used to spank me and that's how I learned to respect authority. Okay, so, and you're like, oh, I want to say something. So the positive intention is, so that person, let's think of two things. The two things that I hear in that I can see have a positive value in them is that this person learned to treat others respectfully. Now, I don't agree with the method, so I'm not saying that spanking does that. So I'm just saying from their point of view, they learned to treat other people respectfully. Again, and let's not get into, well, but they want to spank. Please don't go there. That's not what I'm trying to do. So it's like, yeah, that's a positive intention. Yeah, to treat others respectfully. Great. And depending on what's happening when that comment comes out, they may have another positive intention of, they want the gathering to be easy and not have screaming, yelling child around. So the positive intention is they're wanting to have this peaceful, friendly gathering. So I say to do that because what I'm wanting you to experience is that even though that person can have a totally different take on things than you do, if you can assume that they have a positive intention at the heart of what they're sharing, like somewhere in there's a gem, like they really do care about me, or they care about my child, or they care about us having a nice time together. If you can find that gem, it is easier, in my experience and with my clients, what I notice is the report is for them too, that it's easier to not get riled up ourselves. And that's really where the trouble starts, right? When we get riled up, then we're cranky and we're combative and we're, or we hide, whatever our learned behaviors are to avoid conflict or when dealing with conflict. So when you assume that positive intention on the other person's part, it can be easier to be like, man, I know Grandpa, he really wants the best for my family. Stick with that. You don't have to agree with his methods at all. Just know he really does want the best for my family. Cool. Isn't that great that I have that in my life? Somebody who wants the best for me and my family. Awesome. And that's it. So I say it's a simple method and it's harder to do than it is to talk about, of course. And yet really it's that straightforward. Ignore what somebody says. Don't defend yourself. Don't have to prove yourself. Explain, give them the data, tell them why they're wrong, why you're right. Don't even go there. Just let it be. Whoop, they said it. Okay, it's passed. And then assume that positive intention so that you can stay calm, you can maintain your inner calm and not have to get into a big debate. So that's my simple advice. Take it with you next time you are at those family gatherings, outside in the world. It doesn't have to just be with family. You can really let that be like water off a duck's back, right? They said it, there it went, it's gone. And I know there's some positive intention in what they were sharing. So I really hope that's helpful for you. I attempted to keep it short today because I know you got things going on. So please reach out if you have questions or comments about this video. Follow me on social media, follow me on my YouTube channel, anywhere else. If you would like some parenting support in your life, please also reach out. I have a variety of packages from short and sweet packages to more extended ongoing coaching. I have group programs as well. So if you really have that sense of, boy, Shani, I listened to these videos and they're great, and yet in the moment, I can hardly ever follow through on the things you talk about, then I'd say get yourself some support. So reach out if I can be of assistance to you. And have a wonderful day today, and I wish you really wonderful holidays as well. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Take care.